Hi guys, just thought I'd do a video of my first before and after build for a friend of mine. I'll just show you all the parts and what I'm going to be using to make his system. Basically the whole idea of this system is he's a flight sim fan, and he basically just wants as quick as components as possible with the best bang per buck, which I believe I've got. I'll just have a show you around what components there is. I'll start with the case. Probably tell that's an Antec 902 case. That's going to house it all. We'll move on to the important products next. Right, for the motherboard and the main setup of it all, it's going to be the new 1155 socket. As you can see, it's an Asus P8 P67. And to house inside that, the CPU is going to be the new Sandy Bridge i5 2500K. Basically this is just as good as the 2600K in my opinion, apart from hyperthreading's missing. But as this is mainly for flight sim and maybe other games in the future, there'll be no difference whatsoever in my opinion, and reviews anyway. But this little bad boy overclocks big time apparently, I've been told. Runs at stock 3.3 quad core, and apparently with not a lot of voltage they're hitting 4.6. Some people are even getting 5 gigahertz. So I reckon this little CPU is going to be the jewel in the crown here. Show what else I've got. Power it all, Corsair CX 1600. It's not a modular power supply, but being Corsair I presume it's going to be top quality. There's not too many cables, so it shouldn't be too hard even to hide away. And they're all nicely black sleeved as well, so it should make for a clean looking, neat system. To call this CPU, so hopefully I can get the most clock speed out of it, it's Corsair H50. I've got a spare Corsair fan, so I'm going to be running this in a push-pull configuration. Just should help the airflow through the radiator and shave a few more degrees off the temps. His graphics card, which I know the 560s have just come out, but I got this on a great deal at 125 quid, and I think the 560s are averaging about 200 just over. So for not far off half the price, I'm getting best part of its performance. So I think I made a good decision with that. It's their own cooler on it and PCB, I think. It's not the reference, and it looks pretty good. So hopefully should be able to get a reasonable overclock on it. Moving to the RAM. Got 2 sticks of 2 gig 1600 megahertz Corsair XMS3, running at 999 24 latency timings, and this was a bargain as well. So if anyone's looking for some RAM, apparently it's at its all-time low. So yeah, get some of this in your system if you're building a new well, to be honest, AMD or Intel, but I think this is going to provide a decent amount. And before anyone comments and says, oh, flight sim, well, you could do with more RAM, no, apparently it doesn't address more than 2, so 4 gig of this 1600 megahertz DDR3 is more than enough. And I reckon with the quality of course I might be able to tighten up the times a little bit as well. Other stuff here, I mean obviously it's not that interesting, but got a good deal on an OEM Samsung DVD writer. Hard drive. Apologise for the light, but I never said I was a movie producer. It's a 1 terabyte Samsung Spinpoint F3. Apparently I reckon these are still pretty much the fastest hard drives you can buy. Obviously not solid state, but I mean normal hard drives. So that should do the job. Windows 7 64 to power it. And I don't like to go over the top with builds. I like them to be clean and nice. Obviously, I don't like too gimmicky, but a couple of blue cold cathode sticks should just light it up nicely, so it looks pretty good. Obviously, when it's on the side of your desk. So yeah, I think that's about it. So check back pretty soon and I'll show you what it looks like when it's fully built, and we'll do some tests and a few benchmarks, I reckon, as well, just to see if obviously the real world result matches the matches how good I believe it's going to be for the money I paid. So come back and I'll show you it put together.